Now, welcome to another edition of News from Naboo with the Horse Lightning Takes. And let's get right to the news.
Okay, today we're going back to talk about some new Andor that is out there. There are 4-minute-ish long clips that are out there, and each one of them is fantastic in its own way.
Yeah, one is better than the others, though.
Yes.
The one we talked about yesterday.
The one we hinted at yesterday. The one that has...
Cyril and Dedra are a thing.
Yes, they definitely are
They
a thing.
are a thing.
It was kind of nice to see her let her hair down.
Sort of.
I don't think we've ever seen her let her hair down.
Her letting her hair down is probably as serious as I've ever been in my life.
I like it. He shows up at her
Apartment? Whatever, yeah.
House. And he's like, I was careful. I wasn't I was careful. Nobody saw me coming into his... Oh, I know. I had you followed.
We don't know in reference to what, mind you.
You had me followed. No, because something's going on at Edie's.
He is, yeah. He's still with the Bureau of Standards.
But I think he's doing something with ISB on the side.
Yes, he's working in conjunction with them somehow about something.
Mm-hmm. But I do like that he came there to see her. He gave her an awkward kiss on the cheek.
Yes.
Yes.
Which she took just as awkwardly. Yeah.
Yes, she did. And apparently her boss knows about the relationship because she's like, sorry, you can only stay for an hour. And he's like, an hour? Only an hour? And she's like, turn off the lights. He's like, well, why did we have only an hour together? Why did you have me tailed?
You're misrepresenting the scene a little here.
Turn out the lights.
Yeah. He seemed a little upset that she had him followed, and then she's like, hey, we got an hour. Let's not waste it. Turn out the lights. Yep. Yes.
Sorry, I think that sound was 100% necessary there.
Maybe.
Okay.
It was awkward to watch, too, about as awkward.
As it should be.
It really should be, yes.
I think it encapsulates them perfectly.
Yes.
Another one of the clips was interesting. It was a conversation between Luthen and Mon, kind of going into how she's been working with Tay, her friend, the banker.
Yep.
And he apparently has been pestering Davo, the crime lord, about when are we going to get the money? We need the money. How much of the money? And Luthen does not like this. Luthen is upset by this. He's warned her about bringing people into the fold. And she's like, well, I'm going to talk to him next week and whatever. And Luthen is all about things need to be taken care of. And she's like, I don't understand what you mean. And he's like, how lucky for you.
Yeah.
Bum, bum, bum.
Implying
that he needs to be done away with because he's now a loose end.
Yeah.
Because he's something that could get them exposed. Because he's like, you need to be protected. And she's like, It's not exactly.
You're again misrepresenting the scene a little, yes.
But it was a good scene.
No, it's a good scene.
Mm-hmm.
It is. I mean, we have more context, I guess, for that one than we do with the other one, with the whole, what is he even doing?
The next one kind of went into a speech that looked like Cassian was trying to pep up somebody who's assisting him on a job for the rebellion. They're a little green around the gills, and he tries to motivate them. But the way he's motivating them sounds almost menacing in a way. She's like, if I'm going to give everything, I have to know it was worth it. And he kind of is pepping her up in a way that almost reminds me of how Luthen talks, in a way that sounds almost manipulative.
The apprentice becomes the master.
You could say that. It worried me a little because Cassian, Luthen, we know is going to be pressuring him to become a leader. Is this the kind of leader he wants to be?
A manipulative one?
Mm-hmm.
One who gets things done at any cost or price. That's what he is becoming. Because we see how he is in Rogue One.
True.
Anything for the cause.
And the last clip we see involves the people that Cassian got out of Ferrix. Brasso, Bix, and Wilmon. It kind of shows that he's kind of stashed them away on some sort of farming planet. They farm grain, but now Imperial oversight has kind of been swooping around, and they're a little concerned because if they get found out that they were from Ferrix, they are in trouble.
I wonder what's going on Ferrix at this time after the little uprising.
You're right. I'm imagining the Empire cracked down pretty hard on the people who were left behind.
Yeah, it's probably pretty bad there right now.
Imagine the gallows of Rick's Road were filled up rather quickly. Tony Gilroy also did an in-depth interview with Hollywood Reporter about how hard it kind of hit him that he lost Nicholas Britell, that he only really scored 2 episodes before there was some sort of a personal issue that he had to step away. But he got together with Roberts, who took his place, and it worked out, and he hopes everyone's still going to be really happy about it like he is. He also gets into something very interesting about cameos. Because we know Disney kind of loves
cameos.
Their cameos.
So here we go. Here's Disney's influence. It's Mandalorian showing up.
He's kind of talked about how they always paid attention. They were always on their mark. They did everything that they were going to do, and they made good scenes. And then, if anything, legacy characters are really tricky to bring back. They're very, very expensive. A lot of times their schedules don't work out. There's probably a couple of people we wanted to have in Yavin at the end who are in the beginning of Rogue, but we just couldn't get them because they were busy.
Bail Organa is the first thing.
Dodonna?
Yeah, the one who played, yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously not the OT version. But
no,
yeah.
but the, yeah.
Yeah.
So he didn't really say for sure we aren't going to see any, just that some of the people he wanted were unavailable.
Interesting that he wanted them. You would think he would be like, we don't need them.
Yeah, but
I guess if they make sense.
At the base. I mean, it makes sense that their Bail Organa might be there planning a mission with Mon or some of the other rebel leaders.
Yeah, I wonder which other ones he's talking about.
It could be anybody. Could be anyone.
That they're expensive, too.
Well, because some of them you'd have to CGI back into existence.
Well, yeah, I know that. But like Jimmy Smits, I'm sure, who plays Bail, would be probably, sure. Sign me up.
Then they asked a fun question. They mentioned how in Rogue One, we saw Cassian, who was imprisoned by Saw Gerrera. Cassian says, "This is a first for me," in response to Donnie Yen's character saying, "Relax, Captain, we've been in worse cages than this one." Well, we all have seen the Narkina 5, so we know he's kind of been in a cage, you could say. So they asked him directly about his rationalizing the sidestepping of continuity. He said, "My retcon on that is that he doesn't want them to know too much about them. Yeah. He's just messing with them. Why tell them he's a spy?"
Yeah, you don't
So it's
necessarily...
not a mistake. It's just he's a spy. He's lying.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of inconsistencies, I think, can be explained away. Not that I love explaining away inconsistencies that way, because it can be seen as cheap. But it does make sense that he's not going to be like, oh, this one time I was in this prison, so I really don't have too much of a problem with it.
No, I don't either. I think it makes sense. It's more about the continuity that they're going to be changing with K2SO, but who read that comic anyway, really?
I did.
I know you did.
I feel like one of the few.
But I think you have already said that this is a change you're okay with. Either way, we are under a week to go. It's late.
1 week out.
It's late for us today. We just finished watching the finale of Daredevil.
We just finished watching Daredevil, which was gruesome at points.
Yeah, but we're not here to talk about Daredevil.
No.
Though we do regret to inform the Discord that we might not be at voice chat this week, as Celebration will be officially starting at 9 p.m. Eastern or something. So instead of being with you, we will be scouring the internet and trying to stay awake. Research time. It's where I shine. Much to my own dismay sometimes.
Yes, you're good at that.
Yes. Yes, I am.
All right, well, that is going to be all we got for you this time. Now it is your turn to take to the comments below and tell us what you think of any and all of today's news. And let's talk some Star Wars. And so until next time, thanks for watching.